Hi, I'm Kat. Welcome to my channel. This week we're going to be checking in on how the 75 Hard for Newbie Writer challenge is going for me that I have adapted and created for myself. Check in on that and some thoughts I have about as a newbie writer getting back into writing, how that's going, and what some things I'm going to be doing to get back into writing are. So for the challenge, as far as the goals go, was a little check-in. So 60 ounces of water every day, going pretty good. I've hit that almost every day out of 7. So I think it was like technically 6 out of 7. I guess that's including me saying I'm going to hit it today, but I've already 2/3 of the way there and it's halfway through the day. So I think that's going to happen. Well, so the water goal is going great. Exercise goal going pretty good. I've hit that 4 out of 7. Could be better. I will say one of the days was just kind of happenstance. We went to a concert and so I danced for like 3 hours, which I'm counting as exercise because I was sore the next day. But like, would I have exercised if we didn't go to the concert? I don't know. So I definitely need to be a little more diligent about that one. The one I'm really struggling with is the 15 minutes of me time in the morning, like before I go to work. I've really only hit that one day. I mean, both weekend days, yes, but like I didn't have to go anywhere early, so it was pretty easy to do. It didn't include me having to like go to bed early. So like during the week going to work, I only really hit it one day, and I still kind of like was doing stuff to get ready while I was like sitting there. So I don't know, it doesn't really count. Technically, I'm really like 0 days. So really need to be diligent about that one. That's one I might adjust as we go along. Maybe it just doesn't work for my sleep schedule and I need to find some 15-minute quiet time somewhere else, which would be good as well. In theory, I'd like to start the day with it, but if it doesn't happen, if it's not aligned with me, that's okay. I mean, you know, ultimately. Journaling every day, going pretty good. I've hit it 4 out of the 7. Again, I'd like to be better and do it every day. So we'll see how things go. But I've hit it 4 out of the 7 so far. The weekly challenges are going good. That's definitely easier for me the way I've set it up because I can just kind of bulk do it on the weekend, which is what happened this first week. Video posting and filming is all happening on Sunday, and so is the 3,000 words of writing, which is great. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I'm doing both, but with the writing, I think I'd like to adjust that to be more consistent, more daily, because today I got to 3,198 words, which was fantastic. But for one, it took me like a long time to be able to get in the mode to write. Like I think actual writing time was probably only like an hour, but trying to get my brain into doing it was significantly longer. So I think doing it more consistently will help it so that it's not so difficult to get into every day. I mean, you know, making a habit is the basics of that, I guess. So making a habit, I think I would like to change that to be this week, I'd like to write every other day. That's not journal time. So every other day, write time. I'm still having the 3,000 words a week minimum for right now. As I get back into it, trying to be, because I think if I set that to, like I did it all in one day today, but that's not feasible every day, especially for how long it took me. So 3,000 words a week, but I want to be writing, be contributing to that 3,000 words every other day for right now. Hopefully upping that eventually. And I think the video posting side of the challenge is going great. I was really excited about doing it all week. I was also really excited about writing, which is the goal, but both of them I was excited to do. I just didn't really feel like I had anything interesting to video about until I actually wrote some stuff today. So again, I think that the videoing will be easier to show once I'm like doing it more often. So both of those things are going great, and slight adjustments to the daily goals. Now I kind of want to get into how the writing is going as a newbie writer. As I don't know if newbie is quite the right term. It's basically just like super out of practice, but it feels like I'm new again in a lot of ways. So how the writing is going. Getting back into writing, at least for me, has been a challenge. It's crazy how you can have something that you want so much, but don't know how to get into it, especially something that you can do. It's like one of the few hobbies that you can do with basically no resources. So it's crazy. It's all just a mental thing, which is annoying because you're just like fighting yourself all the time. But so for me, I definitely needed some prompts. I have a list of different prompts that I found that sound fun to write. Most of them right now are more along the vein of like a personal essay. That's just kind of where my brain is at the moment. I think they'll be fun to write. And also, what I found with like today, personal essay, you're essentially telling a story that you already know. So it's much easier because you're not trying to like plan what's happening in the story while you're writing it. You can just, because you lived it, you were there, you know what happened. Um, so the creation process is pretty much just how do I want to tell the story? How do I want to put it together? You know, is it from my perspective? Is it from an outside perspective? Personal implies it's your perspective, but you know, you can kind of do whatever you want. And so for me, that's really helpful to get back into writing, to just use that muscle again, sort of a lightweight, if you will, because I already know what happens. I already know the end of the story. I know which characters are there. I know what their motives are. I know what they look like, smell like, etc. So it's a story that I already know, and I just get to tell it. And so right now, I'm just getting to practice the art of telling again, instead of also having to use that muscle of creation of something completely brand new, which I would love to do eventually. And I have a lot of thoughts as things go on, and as I write more, I have more thoughts on stories I want to create. Things that didn't actually happen to me, or they did, but I'm telling them differently. And so that's really cool. Just getting back into it is making me excited, and it's making things already kind of start becoming fresh again, and the ideas are starting to flow. It's a slow trickle, but that's better than nothing. I'll take it. So today, I pretty much all of the 3,000 words were a personal essay where I just found a prompt. In this case, it was a life-defining experience where there was a divide in my life between before that experience and after it. And so tell the story of that experience. And I did that, and that prompt is kind of heavy. So like it was kind of, you know, heavy to write, but it was easy to write in terms of the words just flowed for the most part. The hesitation and the pausing and all of that mostly came from trying to think of the right word. A lot like I'd pause, and it took my brain a while to be like, okay, what word am I looking for right now? That took a long time. But the story itself, you know, unveiled very quickly, which was great. So, and I had to keep reminding myself during too that this isn't like a final draft. No one is going to read this, so it doesn't matter if it's perfect right now. It's okay. And I think that imposter syndrome gets in our way a lot as writers, as any creative, honestly. But you kind of stop yourself in the middle of the writing or the creating because you're like, oh, that wasn't worded right or whatnot. And that's not the point. The point is to put words on the paper, and then eventually you can edit and make it better. But that's not the point right now. The point is just to put words down. So that was great. Personal essays, got a lot of prompts for that. I've got a few prompts coming down the pike for different fictional stories I have, which is exciting. One challenge that I'm running into right now for myself, and this might be because I'm working on personal essays at the moment, but because everything that I'm writing about happened in the past, but I'm writing it now. I'm struggling with keeping my tenses straight, which is interesting. I've never really had that problem before when I used to write a lot. So that's just an interesting me issue that I've already noticed that I'm gonna have to figure out how to tackle that. yeah, I don't know, any other writers out there struggle to keep your tenses straight? Because I found myself I did one full reread just to kind of see if it made sense at all. And that was the main thing I'd noticed is I would start talking about it like in the past tense, and then getting into it again, I'd start writing present tense. And it just sort of flip-flopped throughout the whole thing. So yeah, does anybody else struggle with keeping your tenses in order? Otherwise, I'm just really excited to get back into it. I'm going to keep going down the personal essay vein for a while, I think, especially as the challenge progresses. But basically, the timeline of the 75 hard works out really great because it'll be over right at the beginning of NaNoWriMo, which I don't know if I'm going to officially be doing that or anything, but just I think I am going to go for that goal of the 50,000 words in a month in November. So it just kind of lines up perfectly for me to start getting in the act of writing the practice. And then November 1st, I'm going to start writing a book or writing a novel. Try to do my best to get 50,000 words on that novel in a month. And that will be a piece of fiction. So probably, unless I have some kind of life-altering idea of perspective about my own life, but I don't think I will. I think it's gonna be fiction. So it's going great, and I'm excited, and here's to week 2.